Hello, I'm Kate Eden, and this is Laurel Eden from Eden Consultancy Services. We're doing a few short videos to give you some tools to help you with psychological resilience, particularly through this time of coronavirus. Now, if you've been isolated at home with a family, maybe you're starting to get really frustrated with your loved one. I bet you wish that you were able to spend more time together, and now it might be driving you nuts. So I'm just going to get Laurel to tell us a little bit today about love languages, and this might actually help you.
Well, basically, and I suppose it makes life pretty simple, but there's probably 5 major love languages, and they are categories, and I guess we'd all like to have all of it, but it doesn't work that way.
And when we say love language, what we're talking about is how you communicate love, how you express love, and how you want love to be expressed to you. And this often can come from how you were showed love in your family as a child, can't it?
So I guess the categories, and if we can just put them all in 5 T's, it just is helpful. So there's talk, or tasks, and I guess touch, and tokens, like gifts, and time. So some of us express love by talking, and we feel loved by being talked to, by being communicated
and
listened to. And then some of us express it with time, and others express it with doing jobs for you. That's very often a male way of expressing love.
So that's a task one.
Yes, and then there's
mothers do that too.
Yeah, and tokens, which is gifts.
Gifts are nice. We all like gifts.
Yeah, and then there's time, just spending time with you, just
and undivided attention. And then there's touch, isn't there? So some people are quite touchy, and others maybe didn't have a lot of touch in their childhood. So this is nurturing and being playful.
So if you talk to the people you care for, you'll find almost always that they sort of favour one or sometimes two of those love languages. And very often, this is what's so interesting, very often their partner favours something quite differently.
And I'm sure that men and women are sort of a bit different as well, aren't they? Traditionally, women will talk. We demonstrate love to each other by talking to each other and listening to each other.
Yeah, and out of that, what's interesting that the average is apparently 7-to-1 in terms of words for women and men. That's the average. Women do 7,000 words to men's 1,000. That's not always the case, but it's pretty common.
And often men will actually do tokens and the romantic gestures, especially if they're the romantic type, buying gifts and flowers and things like that. And men will often do tasks as well,
yes.
Mowing the lawn and fixing the car. And this is where understanding your partner's love language is really important, because they might just look like they're mowing the lawn or fixing the car or whatever, or as cooking dinner or whatever. And that might just be seen as a normal thing to do around the house, whereas one person may actually perceive that as that I'm actually demonstrating my love for you by fixing your car. And then you can go, well, I don't want that. I want more touch, or I want more gifts or something. And this is what we're saying, is learning to actually appreciate the way other people express their love, and that they wish to have love shown for them. So I don't particularly want to do tasks and acts of service. I'm a busy person. But if that's your love language, if that means a lot to you, then I probably should go out of my way to maybe do that.
Yes, and actually ask for a task, really. And the other one, what's so terribly important, is to sort of realise that each love language is equal. And of course, I don't believe that for a minute. I know that my love language is way better than anyone else's. However, when I'm thinking, I know that they're all equal, so that's the hardest thing. I think my partner's love language is equal to mine.
That's very good. And so I'm going to leave you with some homework. I want you to ask your partner, what would they like most? Would they like more talk? Would they like more tasks?
And what do you miss most? And what makes you feel loved and cared for? Just ask them those questions.
And how their family showed love towards each other as a child. And then try to do that. Try to do something different. See how it goes.